Hi, welcome to my channel. This is the second voiceover that I've done for a video, so I'm still a bit nervous, but today I'm doing a Mimikyu. I've done this Cubone here the other day. I went to Kmart, I bought some super cheap art supplies. I'm a bit of a hoarder with art supplies, so I always go, oh, I don't want to use my good stuff if I've got no ideas. So I'm using Gouache today, and it was on sale for $4. So it doesn't matter that I don't have any ideas. I'm just going to go in, I'm just going to paint, and we'll see how it turns out. So I've always been a Pokemon fan. I think I played my first Pokemon game when I was like 6. I got a second-hand Game Boy with Pokemon Red on it, and that's how it started. I got a Game Boy Advance for Christmas when I was 8 years old, and my love of Pokemon has just stayed. So it's pretty fun to get to experiment with characters that I love. So when I'm not sure what to draw, what to paint, I will just go to characters that I know, that I love, I like the design of, and, you know, I'm just trying to practice more or less. So this is the really cheap gouache that I got. Yep, $4. It's definitely not the best, but it's definitely not the worst. And for its price, as I said before, it doesn't matter what I do with it. In comparison, these are my super expensive Craftamo brushes, but I do love these. And pretty much every time that I paint, this particular set is definitely one of my favorites. It's the Doodle Traffic set, and I'm pretty sure they've still got them available, but yeah, really nice brushes, really pretty design. I do also have the Audra Eau Claire brushes from Craftamo. They're pink, again, super pretty, definitely a favourite. And you will see that I use a liner brush at the end, which is a Princeton liner brush. It's got a nice firmness to it, so it makes it pretty easy to line. With my Mimikyu, I didn't actually line with a brush, I used a pencil instead, because I get pretty shaky hands, so when it comes to the finer details, I usually am better to use a pencil, but I'm trying to get out of my element and just get better with lining, get better basically having more patience. That's a lot of my problem with the stuff that I do. So even with when I first started with gouache, I could not wait for the layers to dry, and I'd ruin so many paintings just because I'd be like, oh, that's been, 30 seconds, go on with the next colour. But I have learnt now to wait for it to dry a little bit longer, and just creating those proper layers. And I know I could use acrylic instead, and then I wouldn't have to worry so much about the drying time or it lifting, but I really like the way that gouache builds up. I like that it's not shiny as well. I really enjoy using watercolour, but you don't get that same vibrancy with watercolour, so that's why I really do enjoy gouache. And with pretty much everything that I do, I will usually lay a pencil on top, but I've made a point with this one not to. So this is gouache only, painting with the Mimikyu. So I'm really making a point to ramble through this video. I'm really not much of a talker. Thinking of things to say, just in general life, I don't talk a huge amount. I like to let other people lead the conversation, and I'll just chip in when need be. But here I am, I'm talking, and if I talk too much, let me know. If my voice is terrible, let me know. We'll see how this goes. My first voiceover video, I did make a script for it. I put a hell of a lot of thought into it. And this one, I just decided I'm just gonna say whatever pops into my head, which isn't a huge amount. So as of right now, I wouldn't say that I've got my own art style. I do a lot of everything. I've been practicing a lot with realism, pet portraits, but ideally I'd love to get my style in some form of illustration. I grew up loving Beatrix Potter, Snuggle Pot and Cuddle Pie, which you may not know if you're not Australian, but I just love the little cute, quirky creatures. For modern day illustrations, I really love the works of Hikala and Maruti Bitterman. I follow both of them on Instagram and I absolutely love their work. They just have such a whimsical vibe to their art style, and if I could do something like that, create my own style with that kind of vibe, I would be super happy. Oh, and I've been binge watching Caroline Art on YouTube. Her stuff is super cool, definitely deserves a lot of praise, and from watching her videos, I had to go buy some acrylic markers, even though I'm not a fan of acrylic. But I've done one picture so far using them, and I was very pleasantly surprised. So we'll see. Maybe we'll do a video with acrylic markers at some point. For now, I'm still, honing my skills. I'm going to keep pushing myself to make the YouTube videos. I definitely won't get out a huge amount compared to the amount of stuff I'm able to put up on, my Instagram and my TikTok, because this obviously takes a lot more time editing, voiceover, and for me just trying to think of things to say. But I'm definitely going to try and stick with it. So yeah, if you like this, please let me know. If you don't like it, let me know. I'll see what I can change. My Mimikyu is finally coming together. We're getting close to the lining part, which is definitely the hardest part for me. As I said before, shaky hands, but I just keep pushing myself until I get it right, basically. If you have a favourite Pokemon, let me know down in the comments who your favourite Pokemon is. Mine is Mew. Always has been since the beginning. Ever since at school everybody would say that there was a Mew hidden underneath the truck near the SS Anne. No, there wasn't, but it was fun at the time. But yeah, basically any of the small cute Pokemon I love. Wow, with a bit of editing I almost make the line art look good. Not good, maybe just easy, but it wasn't easy. This particular gouache did dry on the brush as I was trying to line, so there was lots of backwards and forwardsing, trying to keep the brush moist, so thus the jump cuts. If you've made it this far through my video, thank you so much. I do really appreciate you staying through this. I hope to see you back again. in the meanwhile, enjoy the rest of the Mimikyu, and I hope to see you next time.